All right, let's do it, man. Let's do it. I got a couple of things on this video, okay? We got a clip from Lou Williams, former 76er, who has a very interesting opinion on what the 76ers are doing right now, and I want to play that and react to it. I also want to talk about a player that the 76ers could have acquired this past offseason that most of us were against acquiring, who is cooking right now. And in hindsight, it probably would have been a much better option than our boy Podcast P. Let's get into it, man. Don't forget, all of these videos are brought to you by runitbackphillyshop.com. 20% off code SICKOS20. Maxie McCain 25. Make the Sixers great again. All the Sickos hoodies and t-shirts. I got you. Thank you for the support. Everybody who purchases the merch. You are part of the reason this channel continues to be something that I can put a lot of time into. Okay, let's get down to business. First of all, injury report for tonight versus the Denver Nuggets. Where the hell am I at here? Main media. Here we go, bro. Hold up. Sixers play the Nuggets tonight at 10 o'clock p.m., okay? It's going to be me and a couple of other sickos that are awake watching that garbage. But I do want to watch a Dembona versus Nikola Jokic. And I'm just a disgusting psychopath who can't stop watching anyway, so it is what it is. But here's the 76ers injury report heading into the game. Okay, on Sixers Wire, first of all, I found this to be funny. The 76ers will look to finish a three-game road trip on Tuesday on a positive note. Why do these companies and article writers still think the 76ers are trying to win? In order to do so, they will need all hands on deck. Okay, Joel Embiid's still out, left knee injury management. KJ Martin is still out, left foot stress reaction. Still don't know what the hell that means. Why don't you just say KJ Martin is waiting to be traded? The trade deadline is February 6th. That is now only 15 days away. Jared McCain is still out. Of course, he's out for the season with torn meniscus. Kyle Lowry remains out because there's still changing the battery in his life alert. And Caleb Martin is also out due to apparently a hip sprain, but kind of think he's being traded too. Paul George, who has missed the first 2 games of this trip, will be listed as questionable due to left groin tightness. Podcast P, how the fuck did you strain your groin podcasting, bro? All right, because you haven't been playing games. So you must have hurt your groin podcasting. I've heard of injury prone before, but this is a new one. I'm not sure how you got a groin strain. I know the answer. The 76ers are tanking. That's the answer. Where's Gershon Yabusele at, man? Gershon Yabusele is in the same boat as Paul George. The last 2 games will also be listed as questionable due to right knee swelling. I remember him, banging knees with somebody in the Bucks game or the game before that. So that one's probably legitimate. Andre Drummond is questionable due to left toe injury recovery. Sure, okay. I do find it funny that Nuggets fans still believe that Joel Embiid is afraid to play in Denver. Nuggets World on Twitter, reminder that Joel Embiid has refused to play in Denver for 1,897 days. They're counting the exact days, bro. Talk about rent-free. 5.2 years. Not surprisingly, he has been ruled out of 76ers Nuggets on Tuesday. Oh, yeah, just because it's the Nuggets, he's been ruled out, right? Not the fact that he's missed basically every game this season and has been ruled out again for 7 to 10 days with knee swelling. But no. It's because he's afraid to play in Denver. We'll let you guys, get your jokes off or whatever. But I mean, like, at least nobody watches the Nuggets really, okay? And I've never met an actual Nuggets fan. But at least you don't have to watch the rest of the NBA either. But at least keep up with the news of the rest of the NBA if you're going to try to say something about other teams and other players, But it is what it is, man. Last night I was chilling, watching some NBA games, and I just opened my phone and I saw this, and I listened to it. It is on Run It Back on FanDuel TV. Shout out to Run It Back, the other Run It Back. I had the name first, by the way. But Lou Williams said something here that I found to be interesting. Now, Chandler Parsons said, a couple of months ago that the 76ers should shut down Joel Embiid for the season. He said it when Joel was ramping up, and I agreed with him then. And he said, bro, I've been saying it the whole season. They should shut him down. It's not something that's magically going to go away. Here's what Lou Williams said, and I'm not roasting Lou Williams here at all. I know that these shows are set up with a formula. There's a host. There's two people on the show. One guy has to take one side. The other guy has to take the other side. So hopefully they argue with each other and it creates some kind of viral clip on the internet. That's all these shows are set up to be, all the ESPN debate shows and probably even this FanDuel show. So I'm not saying that Lou Williams actually means this. It just sounded like he was trying desperately to take the other side. But here's what he said
about the upcoming schedule, because they're the bad team. If you
shout out to Michelle Beadle, and she did say this too, which I completely agree with, and I just find it really interesting.
That stretch, Lou, coming up, Lou, they are the.
So I think it's shut it down still, and I've said that for 2 months.
I mean, that stretch, Lou, coming up, Lou, they are the worst team of all the teams we're showing. Like, they have the worst record. Chicago would be the next one up, 18-25. I almost feel like a jerk asking about the upcoming schedule because they're the bad team if you look at it. So, yeah, why not?
Yo, she's so right. We keep looking at the schedule like, they might not win any of these games. All these games are tough. And then we see the Bulls or whoever, and we're like, they might win this one. They might win this one. The Sixers are the bad team, bro. It's not like they have Joel Embiid and Paul George and everybody available and they're a contender and they're just playing a tough schedule. They're the worst team in all of the next 10 games. That's just an interesting point that Michelle made. But here's what Lou Williams said.
Start tanking.
You can't do it. You can't do it. You sold this fan.
She said, why isn't it just time to start tanking?
Coming schedule, because they're the bad team if you look at it. So, yeah, why not start tanking?
You can't do it. You can't do it. You sold this fan base on championship aspirations to start this season, right? We just got out of a process. We're not signing up for another process.
Another one.
Think about how long that was. That you are inside of the process. This is the result.
We need another process.
Yeah, this is the result.
We need another process, she said. Well, there's so many things I want to respond to.
So of the process, so you can't start that clock over, and you got to think 2 out of 3 of your superstars on this team are in the fourth quarter of their careers. You don't have time to waste. You don't have years to waste with these guys. Like, you have to go out and give yourself an opportunity to compete. And again, small sample size. This season, you brought Paul George in to be that third punch, to be a championship aspirating team, to give the Boston Celtics a challenge for that crown. So you can't go halfway through it and say, well, we're going to tank and try to keep our pick. That pick is not going to impact winning immediately right now out of that draft. So if you're the Philadelphia 76ers, you got to see this thing through.
Lou, I know, you have your own podcast where you guys talk about like pop culture and things like that. So maybe you're not really paying attention to the NBA. But I got news for you, Lou. The 76ers fucking suck, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You can't tank. You got to see this thing through. They need to give themselves an opportunity to be competitive. How? What's he talking about, bro? You can't tank. They're fucking tanking. They're tanking without trying to tank. I don't understand what he means. I don't understand what he means. No, you can't tank. They're tanking. Yeah, but you can't tank. You have to what? You have to give yourself an opportunity to win. They can't win. But you sold fans the hope that this is going to be a championship aspirating team, but they're not. So because you told the fans, that you're trying to win a championship, you have to go try. They're trying. You have to go try to win. They can't win. What don't you get, bro? What part are you missing? They suck. Yeah, but they still have to try to win. They've been trying to win and they can't win. You can't just choose to win, dude. Oh, that's what we're supposed to be doing? Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Lou Williams said we're supposed to be winning. Oh, fuck, dude. We thought we were coming into this season with 3 max contracts to lose on purpose. They want us to win. We're supposed to be winning. Okay, Nick Nurse says, okay, fine. Thank you, Lou. Say less. Now we're going to go win games. They're not good enough to win. And Joel Embiid is missed the whole season. And Paul George hurt his groin podcasting. And even with those guys on the floor, they got smoked by the Warriors a couple games ago. Because their supporting cast is 40-year-old buyouts and G League players, dude. They went from Buddy Hield and Cameron Payne and others off of the bench to Eric Gordon and Kyle Lowry. This team is not good. I just don't understand you can't do it. You can't tank. You gotta win because we can't win. I did not think I was gonna rant like that. But there is a little bit of context. I feel like Chandler Parsons is saying they need to shut Joel Embiid down for the season and tank this season, and I feel like that's what Michelle's saying. And Lou is kind of saying we can't go through the process again. I don't think anybody's saying go through the process again because you can't get rid of Joel Embiid anyway. You can't get rid of Paul George anyway. I think he's looking at it and saying you can't blow it up and get rid of Paul George and Joel Embiid and start all over. You're right, you can't because nobody's trading for those guys, bro. It's impossible to get rid of those contracts. My camera doesn't even want to be a part of this anymore. Yeah, I guess there's my take on that. Give me all your thoughts on that. Lou Williams' take on the Sixers tanking. A couple of things before I get out of here, man. The Sixers, the Eagles play the Commanders in Philly this Sunday in the NFC Championship game. Josh Harris owns the Commanders. And yesterday I said, I need somebody to show up to the stadium with a sell the team sign. Well, this guy in Philly took it a step further. He's been riding a bike around town with a sign that says 10-9-8 fuck Josh Harris. Yo, shout out to Philly, man. I should have known I could count on you guys to do something like this. And I hope there's people at the arena holding up some signs about our hatred for Josh Harris. Now, one last thing I want to say before I get out of here. Zach LaVine had 35 last night and beat the LA Clippers with our boy James Harden. And Zach LaVine, after being labeled a negative asset all of last year, is averaging 24 points per game on 51.4% from the field and a career high 45% from 3 on 7 attempts per game. And this past off season, when we were talking about potential trades or potential free agents or whatever, myself, among others, were saying, do not trade for Zach LaVine. The contract is horrible, and the Bulls haven't gotten any offers for trades for Zach LaVine because of his contract at the time was terrible. But now in hindsight, with how he's playing right now, but also with the contracts that you gave to Paul George and the Joel Embiid extension, it looks like the Sixers would have been better off adding Zach LaVine to this team moving forward than signing Paul George to a max contract. Because look at Zach LaVine's contract. At age 27, he was making $37 million. 23, 24. At age 28, he was making $40 million. So he is in his prime right now. Could be even improving in the next couple of years before he really starts to hit a decline. This season, He turns 29 years old, he's making $43 million. Next season, he turns 30 years old, he's making $45 million. The season after that, he has a player option, he's making $48 million. So you could have traded for Zach LaVine in his prime and had him locked up for only 2 years, where he would have a player option in the third year, which he's probably going to take, because I don't know if he's going to get offered that much money ever again at $48 million. But instead, what we did was we signed ourselves up for 4 years of Paul George, way past his prime, at 34 years old for $50 million, 35 years old for $51, 36 years old for $54, and 37 years old for $56 million in 27-28. 29, he's an unrestricted free agent. 2028, we owe Joel Embiid $64 million. And 2029, we owe Joel Embiid $69 million. And he can't even get on the floor in 2024. I'm sick. I'm disgusted. I'm going to throw up. But I thought I'd just throw that out there. I'll talk to you guys soon, man. I'm out.